Tonight, we're tracking Hurricane Helene as we come on the air.
A live look right now we want to give you at Naples Beach, Florida, as Hurricane Helene is now approaching the shore. You can see those harsh waves, gray skies. I really do not understand why people are standing on that pier. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. But you can see that Helene has now been upgraded to a Category 3 hurricane, and residents in Florida should be evacuating and making preparations ahead of that storm making landfall sometime tonight. Hurricane warnings are in place throughout central Georgia as well. Tropical storm warnings have been issued through the Carolinas, and first response crews from across the country are on standby to help. Gwen Falloon now joining us live in studio tonight. So Gwen, I know that you have been on the phone with several groups. So who all from Ohio has been called to help?
Elise, Ohio Task Force 1 was one of the first to actually deploy. They left about 2 days ago. This is a look at some of their preparations ahead of that activation. Now, they are currently waiting for further orders in Orlando, but it's a team of 82 equipped to help with search and rescue. I'm actually going to be speaking with that team shortly, and we'll have more from them tonight at 10 and 11. Now, the Churches of Christ Disaster Response Team, I've also been in touch with them, and they've been in touch with several churches along the Gulf Coast and will be leaving to help once Helene makes landfall. Now, when they're called to action, the team brings household supplies, tools to help with debris, as well as a mobile kitchen to help feed those impacted, as well as other volunteers. There are also a few other Ohio power companies that are in that area, ahead of the storm. AEP Ohio is one of those. They shared these photos on their Facebook page, and they're going to be joining Duke Energy. Now, Duke is already set up in Florida and some of the Carolinas. Now, this is actually a video of all the power trucks just lined up ready to help. Now, I also spoke with AES Ohio, and that company tells me it is also prepared to send additional resources should they be needed. Back to you.
A live look from our Eco Plumber's Sky Cam now. It's pretty cloudy. Let's send things out to Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters at Thursday Night Lights.
Yeah, cloudy night out here at West Carrollton. They're about to take on Stebbins for week 6 of Thursday Night Lights. Not too bad of a night for some football. Cloud cover making it feel pretty comfortable. The winds are picking up, and you probably noticed that here. And this is ahead of Hurricane Helene, which will be bringing some big impacts here in the Miami Valley. You can see actually already a wind advisory has been issued. This goes into effect tomorrow at 10 a.m. until midnight tomorrow. We are expecting very strong winds here across the Miami Valley, gusts up to 50 miles per hour possible. Currently, we are hanging out in those 70s, so it's feeling pretty comfortable right now, not too bad at all. And then rain showers also a small concern this evening. A few showers possible heading into the overnight hours, and then especially tomorrow, steady rain is in the forecast, even for that morning commute. I'm going to talk about how much rain we're expecting and those winds coming up here in just a bit.
Continuing our coverage tonight on the immigrant influx in Springfield. Now, the city of Springfield announcing it will now encrypt its police, fire, and EMS dispatch channels due to safety concerns. It says it's doing this to keep its first responders' locations and movements confidential and to prevent misuse by hobbyists, civilians, or malicious actors who could attempt to interfere with emergency responders. The city says it'll also lead to safer deployment of resources and allow first responders to discuss details without accidentally releasing sensitive information. The city says in part, quote, encrypting these channels is not about withholding information, but about safeguarding the integrity of our operations and ensuring that our first responders can perform their duties without the added risk of public interference.
And with the population influx in Springfield, health leaders say primary care wait times can range up to 2 months. But earlier this afternoon, Governor Mike DeWine and the Clark County health leaders took their first step toward fighting that problem. Eli Burgett is in Clark County to show us how.
Governor DeWine has said many times that he will be sending state support to the city of Springfield. And as you can see behind me, that state support has arrived in the form of a mobile health clinic available for all Clark County citizens.
The challenge that is faced by the community is the primary care health system is strained. It is stretched by the large number of people who are in the community.
In hopes of cutting down on primary care wait time, Governor DeWine, along with the Ohio Department of Health and Clark County Combined Health, unveiled a mobile health clinic in the city of Springfield. They say the clinic provides an extensive list of primary care services, including basic health assessments, lab testing, and vaccinations for diseases and viruses like flu, measles, whooping cough, and COVID.
When these contagious illnesses occur due to a lack of vaccination, they can spread through communities very rapidly, and a simple shot can prevent all of that.
And the lack of vaccinations has been an issue the governor and others have brought up that comes with the influx. That's because they say in general, many Haitian migrants have had little to no health care services prior to arriving in the United States. The mobile health clinic will be staffed by both local and state-provided health professionals and will remain open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Both state and county officials hope that this mobile clinic will lessen the healthcare impacts that they are seeing, while also serving as a launching pad for more resources being provided to the community in the future.
We're here to serve the entire community, and the entire community is going to come. We feel very confident that once this gets out, we're going to be serving a lot of people, because our cultures may make us different, but our community all makes us one.
Governor DeWine also says that they will be making plans to transition this mobile health clinic into a more permanent facility sometime in the near future. They have not provided a timeline for when that new facility will be in place, but we do know they are looking for potential locations. For the mobile health clinic, patients of all types will be accepted, even those who are uninsured. And you can find more information on appointment booking for the mobile health clinic on our website at Dayton247now.com. Back to you.
Now, as we told you yesterday, Congressman Mike Turner and 5 other congressmen issued a letter asking for federal funding for the city. Today, the city of Springfield issued a response statement saying in part, quote, "While the figures cited in the letter regarding the Haitian community in Springfield are significant, it's important to approach this situation with the focus on compassion and understanding. Our city is proud of its commitment to inclusivity and has been working diligently to ensure that all residents have access to necessary services."
New details tonight on the arrest of a suspect in the murder of a 26-year-old mother. Detectives say the victim, Jermia Lyle, was not the intended target of Saturday's shooting on I-75. Police say the shooting was a result of an ongoing dispute with the shooter and a co-worker who was actually the passenger in the front seat of that vehicle. We know the suspect is a 23-year-old man. He has yet to be identified. Investigators say they used area cameras to find that suspect.
We were also able to use information from the Blue Impala on flock camera to identify our suspect. And from that, a search warrant was served, the car was recovered, as well as the firearm.
That suspect is now in custody and expected to be formally charged and identified later tonight or tomorrow.
Tonight, we're continuing our coverage of teen gatherings in downtown Dayton during after-school hours. You may remember on Monday, we spoke to the executive director of the Dayton Metro Library and a Dayton police sergeant about the increase of teens downtown on weekdays. Tonight, you'll hear from Mayor Jeffrey Mims, the superintendent of Dayton Public Schools, and a major with DPD who addressed what resources are in place to keep the teens and other residents safe in downtown Dayton.
Since the COVID-19 pandemic, downtown Dayton was seeing an influx in teens gathering at places like the main library or RTA Hub during after-school hours. At times, that became problematic with fighting, like in this body camera video from September 12th at the library.
A lot of kids, they're good kids, but when you get a large group of young people in a tight area, and if you have anything that's spilling over from what happened during the school day, you run the risk of seeing those types of things flash into disturbances or altercations.
The library and RTA Hub now have fixed patrols, and Dayton Mayor Jeffrey Mims Jr. and Major Jason Hall with DPD say that things are getting better.
For the most part, we've seen those numbers go down.
I would say that it seems like the number and frequency of disturbances we're seeing related to young school-aged people has decreased.
We also spoke to Dayton Public Schools Superintendent Dr. David Lawrence because some of the teens in downtown are students from his district, but not all are. He says if any of his students are involved in a bad situation after school, he knows why.
One is the issue around hope. And when you have hope, you're not downtown doing things like fighting.
when you have hope and where you're going to go to next in your life.
DPS is trying to reduce the large number of teens downtown to then hopefully reduce any potential issues through an increase in after-school activities, all the way from football to tennis to orchestra. DPS has even made sure that every single one of their high schools has an athletic director now who works hard to make additional after-school programs for kids.
I would encourage parents to call the school, speak directly to the principal, and the principal can tell you about all the amazing things that are going on after school.
Thursday Night Lights is in West Carrollton as the Pirates host Stebbins. Matt Digby will have one final look at a key matchup in the Miami Valley League up next.
Plus, I'm live here for Thursday Night Lights. I'll be tracking Hurricane Helene and the impacts we'll see right here in the Miami Valley. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Sponsored by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for
this message.
West Carrollton. Got the music going on. The stands are starting to fill up for week 6 of Thursday Night Lights as they're about to take on Stebbins. But we're about to see some big impacts right here in the Miami Valley from Hurricane Helene. Strong winds going to be the biggest impact that we'll be noticing. So we do have a wind advisory from 10 a.m. tomorrow until midnight tomorrow night. So we are expecting overall strong winds, potentially some gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour, especially tomorrow afternoon and evening. So taking a look at future wind gusts, winds start to pick up by late into the morning, 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts. Sustained winds will be between about 25 to 35 miles per hour. And then it's tomorrow evening that we really start to see the strong winds take place with, again, some gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour. Now, rain is also going to be a big impact for us. We will see some showers. We have overall a few showers kind of popping up across the area right now. And rain does become a bigger issue as we head into our day on Friday. Plan on some heavier rain even at times, especially tomorrow afternoon and into the evening hours. So football tomorrow definitely going to have some bigger impacts for us. And then also dealing with the rain, even continuing into our Saturday, although not quite as heavy as we have been. So rain and wind in the forecast for tomorrow. Coming up, I'll take a look at what we're expecting into the weekend and what next week is looking like in just a little bit.
Continuing coverage tonight, there are still many questions left unanswered about how and why the accidental release of styrene gas happened this week in Hamilton County. As David Winter reports, a delay in getting the train to its final destination could have made a major difference.
This is where that tanker car that released all that styrene gas is now, at Ineos in Addiston, a place where that tanker car was supposed to go originally. The styrene-carrying tank car is sitting in the yard at Ineos, but it began about 950 miles away in Texas City, Texas, at an Ineos facility south of Houston. The CSX Railway took it from Texas across the country to Queensgate, the huge train yard on Cincinnati's west side. We have not been told how long it took to get there, but the Central Railroad of Indiana says it picked up the tank car a week before the chemical accident, but did not deliver it to Addiston.
The car was moved to Cleves and was asked, at the customer's request, to stay at Cleves until they needed it. They were unable to receive the car when it arrived.
So Ineos asked you not to deliver the car and leave it in Cleves?
Yes, and that's normal practice for some customers. I will say normal railroad protocol for some customers is to call the car in as it's needed.
Were you aware that this car had an agent in it that might get volatile?
No, sir. No, sir, at no time.
We want to know from Ineos things like, why did they not accept the tank car? Were they aware of when the stabilizer in the styrene would become ineffective, allowing it to heat and expand, causing the gas release? We've repeatedly reached out to Ineos so we could get some answers to some of these questions, but we have yet to hear back. We will keep asking. This is David Winter reporting.
It is time now for the Bob's Discount Furniture School football regular season begins its second half tonight with week 6. Matt Digby live from West Carrollton right now, where he's going to be calling the Thursday Night Lights matchup between West Carrollton and Stebbins. A lot to play for in week 6, right?
Yeah, ladies, still a lot that will happen with still 5 more weeks to go in the regular season of high school football starting tonight. And considering the current status of both Stebbins and West Carrollton, they did not start the season, neither team, as well as they were hoping for. However, it is not too late to turn the season around for either school with the 4 more games to come after tonight. Again, we have to mention the expansion from a couple years ago, 16 teams per region now making the playoffs instead of 8. And speaking yesterday with the 2 head coaches, Greg Bonifay and Anthony Parker Sr., they both acknowledged the stakes of just winning on this stage tonight, as well as setting themselves up for the home stretch.
We've got to come out ready to play and do our thing, and you know, in order to be successful, we can't make mistakes. It would mean the world to our kids and our staff and our school and our whole community. Our goal is to go out and make as little mistakes as we possibly can.
We tend to focus on week by week. You know, we dealt with some adversity, with some unexpected injuries early on this season. Guys right about now are coming back together and kind of getting healthy. Last year was kind of like we were hoping to get a win, but at least we do have the expectation of going into every game feeling like that we can win.
And Stebbins going for back-to-back wins after they got back in the win column last Friday against Fairborn. West Carrollton still looking for that first win of the season, but they have noted the progress they have made from week 1 to where they are now, and they are confident of a good performance tonight. Keith Byers, Tage Joshi, and I will have the call on My TV Dayton coming up at 7 o'clock. In West Carrollton, I'm Matt Digby.
Now, we will be broadcasting that game over on My TV Dayton. That's 22.3 over the air in Spectrum Channel 24. We'll also catch you up on the best plays later tonight right here at Dayton 24/7 Now. Next week, we'll be out at Preble Shawnee as they host Tri-County North.
And of course, as we highlight teams on the field for Thursday Night Lights, we want to share what makes that community so special. Coming up, we're going to have a look at West Carrollton off the turf.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 Now.
Tonight at 7, Stebbins versus West
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
As we highlight teams on the field each week during Thursday Night Lights, we want to shine the light on the local communities surrounding the team. Since tonight's game is at West Carrollton, we sent Tej Joshi out to get to know the community off the turf.
Week 6 of our Thursday Night Lights series brought our team to West Carrollton, a city just outside of Dayton and a city that's truly a core part of the Miami Valley. One of the top restaurants in West Carrollton and really our entire region is El Maison. This is a pan-Hispanic restaurant serving Latin-style food from a variety of different cultures. This beautiful restaurant is known for its fun and bright decor, relaxing patio, and the staff's positive demeanor. Let's check out another great community spot, a place where I love to spend time in West Carrollton. That is Miami Valley Sands, a great place for both indoor and outdoor sand volleyball. This place is relatively new to West Carrollton, and it brings a ton of folks from outside the immediate community into the area. And most importantly, this is a place that is building community, making friendships, and even supporting the local economy. Another go-to spot in the West Carrollton area is Cox Arboretum, just a mile or so from the high school. This beautiful green space is an awesome destination for walking, picnicking, and more. One of my favorite parts of this entire park is this tall tower, and yes, I climbed to the top to take in the view. Overall, there was a lot of fun to be had in West Carrollton.
And I am here in West Carrollton for week 6 of Thursday Night Lights. Nice night for some football, cloud cover, temperatures in the 60s, but things are about to change. We got a lot of rain on the way. We have the wind on the way too. So how much rain are we expecting with the remnants of Hurricane Helene? At least an inch looking very likely for most of our area. Lesser totals as you move further off to the north. That being said, I do think we could see some localized higher totals, especially south of I-70. So some big rain is on the way. And as far as our 7-day goes, it's also looking pretty soggy.